Namaste and welcome to this edition of The Good Grapevine, all the news that's fit to share. Coming up in this issue, we'll have stories from Italy, Vietnam, Malaysia, the United States, and Puerto Rico. Stories about the young at heart, empowerment, customer service today, and a unique interpretation of what fitness trackers that we can wear really can empower us to do. First up, our reporter at large, Bernadette O'Brien, our Super Betty, finishing up her winter term as a snowbird in Puerto Rico, brings us an inspirational story about NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and a good friend of hers. Let's check in and hear first from Super Betty.
Hi everybody, this is Bernadette O'Brien reporting for the Good Grapevine. Today it is my pleasure to introduce you to an elite active ager, Ralph Nappy. Ralph is my friend in life and in fitness. Ralph, when did you get started and interested in movement?
Well, I had good PE teachers when I was in school, and I think that was the start of it all.
Really? And what is it that you like to do?
Well, early on, Bernadette, I found that I was not very good at the eye-hand coordination. So I found something that I was good at, and that was running and being active and dancing and swimming, etc. So that's where I ended up.
So running is your signature movement that you like the best, is that correct?
Absolutely.
And how often do you run, Ralph?
Well, I try to run every day. But as I've gotten older now, I try to make sure that I do my 10K at least 3 times a week. 25,000 a day, 175,000 a week, and that comes out to be about 9 million steps a year, which breaks down to about 4,000 miles.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow, that's a big number. I gather the weather doesn't keep you home?
Absolutely not.
No, that's not something that will get in your way.
Right.
And how many years have you been doing this?
I would say approximately 50 years now.
Each answer that you give me is just awesome. And here's another one I'm going to answer, and I know the answer is going to be very interesting too. But you tally all your steps each week, and you enter them on the internet. And it's a challenge with people all over the world, and you compare how many each person does, and at the end you have people that are listed as the champions for that week. And I know that on many occasions you have been the champion. Is that true?
Correct. It's through the Garmin, and it's the VivoFit, and I've been now for 2 years competing every week, and the challenges change from 50 to 100 to 150,000. And at the end of the week, you get a report from them that says you're number 1 or you're number 11. And I've been all of them.
And you've been number 1 very frequently, isn't that correct?
True, true.
And what does your doctor and you yourself say about this excellent health that I know you have?
Well, he says whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And that if you don't feel bad, continue doing it. So I guess it's just being happy at what I'm doing and getting out there every day, regardless of what the weather's like or how you feel, and accomplish something.
So you keep moving mindfully. And I'd like to ask you, do you have any message for other people that they may at least know that it's important to move and keep moving mindfully?
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter how old you are. If you want to do something, you can do it. Start slow, and you'll work up to where you're best fitted at and what you can do well, and you'll be happy, your body will enjoy it, and you'll have a great life, I promise.
Thank you so much, Ralph, and I appreciate so much you spending your time and sharing this with the Good Grapevine.
Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you, Super Betty. Really honing and underlining the message that we're not really tracking exercise anymore, just movement. Why? Movement is mandatory, but exercise, that's optional. You know, whether we're tracking the steps in our years or actually the life in our years, we're going to check in now with someone who really has it all together. Not Ralph, chronologically enriched as he is, but let's add almost the double age to him and check in with someone in the capital of Pennsylvania, very close to Harrisburg, Hershey, Pennsylvania, for a story on modeling, mishaps, and lots of miscommunication. Let's check in with Lawrence interviewing Barbara Biscontini. Namaste, Facebook friends and blog viewers. This is Lawrence for the Good Grapevine with an inspirational story from years past. Barbara, you were of a very famous cola that we all know and love, Pepsi. When Pepsi-Cola, back in the last century, began doing Miss Pepsi-Cola, winners of the year, who was the very first winner, the first Miss Pepsi-Cola of the world?
Barbara, me.
And where was that?
Jacksonville, Florida.
And what did you do? Did you have to compete, and then there were a lot of girls?
Yes, a lot of girls. A lot of very pretty girls, yes. And it was wonderful. It was.
What did you win?
A lot of Pepsi-Cola.
Any money or dresses or clothes?
A little bit of clothing, yeah.
And when you won, did you have to do anything for them, like stay on and model for them, or did you appear on bottles? Or
I did some modeling, live window modeling in Jacksonville, Florida at a store called Perch Cuts. Very popular store right on Biscayne Boulevard. It was lovely.
So live modeling, what's window modeling?
Live, instead of mannequins, we were all alive, and we stood there. It was different clothing on and changed. It was wonderful.
Were you allowed to move, or you had to stand like a mannequin?
No, we moved. But we stood still until someone would look, and then we moved.
Wow, that's amazing. For hours a day?
A couple hours every
And you were allowed to go to the bathroom and sit and then come back?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
And did you ever do runway modeling or modeling in department stores or clothes stores?
Yes, in which a little store called Pomeroy's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Not so little.
And now it's considered, they changed the name Bonton.
Right.
Very nice, very nice. We did. We had a tea room in Pomeroy's, and I would model wearing the pretty clothes.
In the tea room, which today we would know as Lawrence's Lingerie. And tell me this, did you ever model, what did you do for Castro convertibles?
Oh,
sofas that became beds?
Showing the beautiful beds and chairs, table and chairs, how beautiful the dining room table would. You could close it to have a smaller table, and if you had company, you could have a larger table. And then they photographed me all the way in Harrisburg, walking to Castro Convertible, doing my thing.
That's interesting. Was there a lot of cattiness among girls? Do you have any specific story you remember? Was there jealousy, or was everybody in it to win it? Was it wonderful?
No, a lot of jealousy. A lot of jealousy.
So nothing's changed?
No, nothing's changed. No.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of faith in God, and God has always protected me.
Yeah. Do you have any specific story? Like anything ever happened, like a heel broke on your shoe and you fell, or at one time someone tried to push you, or any mishap with a dress?
There was so much jealousy. I was walking out of a club, and the woman took my cigarette butts and put them in this gentleman's car who was playing there in the orchestra, and called his wife and said it was me that was with him. She tried to run over me.
Framed you up.
She tried to run over me, but God saw fit that she didn't run over me. And I went in the other club, just missed it by an inch. And then her husband, liking me very much and knowing Barbara that I would not do such a thing, he stuck up for me and told him the woman whom he was with that evening to save me. And that was beautiful. And I thank God for that.
What a great story. Modeling behind the scenes. That's like a whole other story. Thanks, Mom.
Okay.
This is Lawrence from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the capital of the world, according to Come, but not this reporter. Reporting for the Good Grapevine. Peace out. Something I never thought I would be saying very much on this TV show. Thanks, Mom, for that inspirational story about what it was like to be a model back in Florida, back when Pepsi wasn't even sure it was going to have a Miss Pepsi-Cola. Where are they today? pretty well known, although they've long since dropped their competitions, of Miss Pepsi-Cola. Now, from the chronologically enriched, let's talk about those who actually empower those who want to learn all about how to add life to their years, the young at heart. Coming up from Vietnam, Yuri Rocket interviews someone who, against all odds, especially against the possibility of being able to put your finger on the pulse of what it takes to be a professional to help those who age after 50, 60, 70, and 80. We're going to interview someone who is a very dedicated personal trainer. Let's check in with Yuri Rocket.
Hello and namaste, fitness friends. My name is Yuri Rocket, coming to you from Hanoi, Vietnam, reporting specially for the Good Grapevine. I'm here with my best friend and fitness colleague, Ray Maoji. And Ray has a very dynamic, successful fitness career. And I actually would like to find out more about Ray. What is that you do? Where you're from?
Yes.
And tell me how things were developing for you.
So my name's Ray. I'm a 27-year-old Australian medical exercise specialist. I started off as a personal trainer. So I'm a certified personal trainer, group exercise instructor, health coach, and I've been in Vietnam for 4 years now. And apart from my private practice, I also volunteer 2 days a week of my time at a rehabilitation center, giving rehabilitative exercises mainly for stroke victims and other people with chronic medical conditions. I think that a big part of what I do is to give back to the community, and I want to help people who don't have access to education and services that we've been so lucky to do as expats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Ray, was it always for you that you started as a medical? Was it your original interest to do that?
No, not at all. Well, when I met you, I was a personal trainer. I was uncertified,
Mm-hmm.
and I was happy just being a personal trainer and doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't recognize a need to do more. However, seeing your success in continuing education and watching you go through some changes motivated me, and I decided that I wanted to take some courses and become at least a certified personal trainer. So I did the personal training course, I did the group exercise course. That was next. The next logical step was the health coaching, and now I've done all 4 medical exercise specialists, and I really like it. I like to help people, especially those who think that help is unachievable.
Mm-hmm. And what, Ray, do you think is your message to the other young professionals who try to succeed? And
Well, I think that a big part of my success and moving forward in my career has been continuing education, especially with the help of ACE. I find that I've learned so much more than I didn't even think that I could learn. I have access to different kinds of clients, different kinds of people that I can help that I never would have dreamt of. And also my network within the community, and I've moved out of not only fitness but now into fitness and healthcare, and it's just fantastic. And I really motivate and encourage anyone that I know to continue education and developing yourself.
Yeah. Thank you, Ray. I wish you all the good luck with your continuing studying and keep motivating the community, bring the good. And
one thing worth mentioning is a few Vietnamese professionals here in Vietnam who, as you would know, in developing countries, there is no governing agency, so there's no requirement for them to continue education or even have a minimum standard of education to call themselves fitness professionals. And so part of the work that we've done within the community has motivated these people to become certified personal trainers and group fitness instructors.
That's great work, Ray, and I really admire seeing you to do what you do and inspiring others. Reporting to you from Hanoi, Vietnam, especially for the Good Grapevine, Yuri Rocket and Ray Maoji. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Yuri Rocket, for interviewing your friend who, against all availability of information in a country like Vietnam, really sets the standards on what it takes to be certified, credentialed, popular, and professional to raise the standards of those of us who are over 50, who want to know what it takes, science-based, to add life to our years in all the ages we have. Now, for those of us not in the fitness industry, I have to say that it's a little bit daunting to say where America leads the world in terms of continuing education information and sets the standards the rest of the world follows. For example, ACE, the American Council on Exercise, and AFA, AFAA, the Aerobics and Fitness Association of America, and ACSM, the American College of Sports Medicine. We can definitely put the standards to tell the world what to do, but we lead the world in North America, United States, in sedentary lifestyle and obesity. So for those people who still look at America despite our example and follow our standards, kudos to them. So thank you for highlighting the very serious, young, professional, ACE-certified personal trainer, Yuri Rocket. We appreciate you bringing us that story. And now I'd like to say, here's a word from our sponsor. The most important thing here is that when education comes into play, as we've seen in all our stories so far, we can learn what it really takes as we get past 50 to be champions of living.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung.
Namaste, fitness friends. Many of you may not realize that my latest nonfiction book is for SCW Fitness called Active Aging. And while it's a home study or a certification for fitness professionals, it brings average people over 50 a great plethora of information on how to age the best way possible, sexually, emotionally, social, biologically, and of course, chronologically. What can we control? What can we not control? All this and more in the book. Since that movie, Still Alice, came out not very long ago, we've all been thinking about mild cognitive impairment and, God forbid, Alzheimer's. And what can we do to keep the neurons we have in the brain, possibly generate more, and improve the way they function as we're aging? That, plus information on what body parts to take care of at 50 and 60, so they will definitely take care of us at 70 and 80. How to train the brain in something called neuroplasticity in all its forms as we're aging, as well as unique combinations of cardio strength and flexibility where nothing is called exercise, but all something called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, NEAT. For all that and more, click to find out how you can get your hands on not only the book, Active Aging, but all the DVDs we shot to go with the book to make it come to life with Bernadette O'Brien, my partner in crime, 86 years young, truly a champion of living. Thank you, SCW Fitness Education, and the S in SCW, Sarah Cooperman, for actually having the vision and supporting the vision of adding active aging to aquatic and land-based training so we can get our hands on a book and movement, practical ideas for brain and body of what it takes to actually hold our own in time. We can't change chronological age, but we definitely can train and reverse biological, psychological, social, and functional ages. Thank you, SCW. Now we'll check in with Lawrence again in Italy. Namaste, vlog viewers and Facebook friends. This is Lawrence for The Good Grapevine, and I have a story of inspirational discovery. I'm coming to you from the part of Capri, which is much bigger, Ana Capri, and I've met Natalina in the month of September during the Settembrata. When I heard her sing in a choir, my favorite church in the whole world, in Santa Sofia, I thought, wow, what a beautiful voice. And then I heard her do solo spots in actually a church, and then in the Settembrata celebration, I thought, this woman is a voice that's sort of undiscovered. The world has to hear this beautiful voice of an angel, la voce di un angelo. Natalina, da quando hai cantato?
Da 20 anni, però ho sempre cantato da piccola.
Sì? E come ti senti quando canti?
Angelo era troppo... Bene.
È molto modesta, eh? Sì, e anche fai altre cose, non soltanto canti, però
recito, animo un coro in chiesa,
sì?
Perché io non canto solo con Rosanna, ma anche in chiesa.
Benissimo, a che suoni?
La chitarra.
Ah, benissimo, ogni giorno?
Appena posso, sì.
Sì, e per la voce canti ogni giorno o soltanto
sì,
le domeniche?
anche sotto la doccia e quando faccio le faccende di casa.
Benissimo. E che tipo di musica ti fa più felice cantare? Cosa ti piace?
L'italiana e la classica napoletana.
Ah, napoletana, che è un dialetto, no? Diverso anche dell'italiano.
Sì.
Ok. Potresti cantarci una parte piccola per far sentire a tutti i miei amici? Timidissima, eh? E la mia cosa è, when I find a discovery, I want everybody to know my discovery.
Siamo qui noi soli, come ogni sera, ma tu sei più triste ed io lo so perché. Forse tu vuoi dirmi che non sei felice e che stai soffrendo e tu mi vuoi lasciare. Io che non vivo più di un'ora senza te. Come posso stare una vita senza te? Sei mio, io che non vivo più di un'ora senza te. Come posso stare una vita senza te?
Wow! So you see, my friends, this is an unexpected discovery in a church, and she does other things, but she has another job. Di generale, qual è il tuo lavoro qui a Anacapri?
Io faccio l'estetista.
Benissimo. E tu viaggi o la gente viene da te?
No, io faccio l'estetista a domicilio.
And according to me, she should leave her job and travel the world and be the next Mariah Carey. However, fra quello che fai adesso e essere un Mariah Carey e viaggiare e tutto, cosa c'è in mezzo? Siamo qui a Anacapri, fai lezioni con qualche professionale?
Ho preso lezioni, sì.
Sì, però è difficile, no?
Sì, perché
qui a
l'insegnante
Anacapri-
viene da Napoli e quindi è sempre risultato abbastanza difficile perché d'inverno è cattivo tempo, non viene. Ho preso lezioni per 4 anni,
Sì.
ma se metto le lezioni insieme forse arriviamo a un quantitativo di 1 anno e mezzo.
Sì, è molto caro, no? È come
Sì.
personal training.
Sì, non è
Però
semplice.
per la voce.
Sì.
Anche. E sei su Facebook? Sì? E il cognome è?
Terminiello Natalina.
Benissimo, lo faccio scrivere così tutti ti possono
Ok.
trovare. Tu accetti l'amicizia di persone che non conosci?
Certo.
Perché per crescere questo seguimento che vogliamo. We'll find her on Facebook, as you can see. And my favorite thing about the Good Grapevine is we don't just hear negative things. We hear my positive future stories of where I think is la speranza del futuro. And it's in Natalina, because when I hear her, it's just something that's amazing, and so I have to bring it to you. Reporting from Anacapri, this is Lawrence for the Good Grapevine. Thank you. Thank you to Natalina for braving the English crazy fast speaker interviewer and actually coming up to Thank you, Natalina, for actually stepping up and enjoying. Thank you, Natalina, for agreeing to do an interview when you didn't even know an interview was going to take place. As I mentioned, one day in church, I heard this voice of an angel do a solo, and I said, could you stop by my little rented villa after Mass? And it happened to be that she lived on the same street and stopped by, and I had no idea I was going to interview her for the Good Grapevine, and then you see the news story we just brought to you. Completely unrehearsed, completely not knowing what song she would sing, or if she even would agree to sing on camera. Natalina actually is leaving Capri to come to America in September of 2016 to New York and Boston and Maine, and I'm so excited she is taking that international style and adventure out of Italy. These days, everybody seems to be able to offer easily a story example of poor customer service. Well, reinstating our faith in just service. Noel, our reporter from Kuala Lumpur, brings us an inspirational story from Malaysia.
Hey everyone, this is Noel Chelaya here from Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, reporting for the Good Grapevine. And this is my good friend and client, and she's been in boot camp for many years. Her name is Ursula, and we're just done with boot camp, so it's a little dark out here. But Ursula told me a really nice story which really made her day this week. And so go ahead.
Okay, I went to the hospital and I needed the doctor's signature on my son's insurance application form. So when a doctor signs the insurance form, she charged me 150 ringgit. So that was a lot to me. So I went to the administrator to pay 150 ringgit, and I didn't complain about the money. I was surprised. All I said was, wow, 150.
It's a big amount.
It's a big amount. Wow, 150 ringgit.
Just for the signature.
Just for the signature.
Okay.
And administrator, she was really kind. She picked up the phone and she called the doctor's office. She called the nurse and she said, I'm not going to charge this lady 150. I'm only going to charge her 50 ringgit. So she took the initiative to actually make the call and ask for a discount. I didn't. So that really made my day. She didn't have to do it, but she went out of her way to do it.
Good.
To ask for a discount for me.
Good.
So that really made my day. Just a small little thing that, she decided to do by just picking up the phone and telling the nurse, you know what, 150 is too much. I'm just going to charge her 50 ringgit.
Sure. But you did voice it out to someone that you weren't happy with the fee.
I voiced it out to her, not to complain. All
Correct.
I did was like, wow, 150 ringgit.
Sure.
I didn't even say, oh, can you give me a discount or anything? I didn't, but
Yeah.
she made the effort.
Good.
To call the doctor, and she could have gotten into trouble.
So for the Good Grapevine, this is Noel Chelaya reporting from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you, Noel, for that very fresh and humane update on what we used to call customer service. As I said in my book, Excellence in Service, Running the Show, if we're all each other's internal and external customers, then just saying customer service is redundant. Let's just call it service, both with each other and with those whose salaries we indirectly or indirectly pay. So as we continue to spread the international message of the Good Grapevine, I'd like to remind all of you, if you have a story that you think needs to be heard, or the spirit to tell it, or both, please always let us know. All the news that's fit to share, that's the message of the Good Grapevine. Peace out.